Hello everyone. This is the second session of second lesson, nutrition in animals. Nutrition in animal. So I hope you remember what we have learned last class. Yes, first we studied about digestion. What is digestion? Then we studied about different parts of the digestive system. Alimentary canal. What are the compartments of the alimentary canal? Mainly there are 6 compartments for different 6 parts for the alimentary canal. Begins with the buccal cavity, then the esophagus, then stomach, small intestine, large intestine ends in rectum, and rectum there is an opening known as anus. So through anus undigested or waste material is eliminated through the anus. So also you have studied about the glands, 3 glands, salivary glands, liver and pancreas. So this alimentary canal and this associated glands together constitute the digestive system. So today we are going to study about the detailed study about digestive system or detailed study about different parts of the digestive system. So the first part is the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity. Buccal cavity is also known as oral cavity or mouth cavity. So buccal cavity is also known as oral cavity or mouth cavity. And digestion in humans begins in the buccal cavity. Digestion in the human begins in the buccal cavity, and this buccal cavity has mainly 3 parts, that is tongue, teeth and salivary glands. So teeth, tongue and salivary glands. So these are the main parts of the buccal cavity. So first one is the teeth, second one is the tongue, and the third one is the salivary glands. Salivary glands. So buccal cavity is also known as oral cavity or mouth cavity, and mainly 3 parts are there for the buccal cavity, that is teeth, tongue and the salivary glands. So the taking of food into our body, or the process of taking food into our body, is known as injection. The process of taking food into the body is known as injection. So first we will study about the teeth. So in smaller classes you have studied there are 2 sets of teeth. What are they? Milk teeth and the permanent teeth. So at the age between 6 to 8, this milk teeth will fall off and it is replaced by the second set of teeth known as the permanent teeth. So how many milk teeth are there? Yes. Milk teeth are 20 in number and permanent teeth are 32 in number. So here we are going to study about the permanent teeth. There are 4 types of permanent teeth. The first one is the incisors, second one is the canine, third one premolar, and the fourth one molar. So first one is the incisor. Second one is the canine, third one is the premolar, and the fourth one is the molar. So permanent teeth, there are 4 types of permanent, that is incisor, canine, premolar and molar. So 4 types of teeth. The first type of teeth is the incisor. So totally there are 8 incisors in our oral cavity, or there are 8 incisors in our oral cavity. 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. So you know that in our mouth there are 2 jaws, upper jaw and the lower jaw. So totally incisors, they are 8 in number, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. And the main function of these incisors is to cut the food. So to cut the food is the main function of incisors. So incisors, they are 8 in number, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw, and the main function of the incisor is to cut the food. And the second one is the canines, and canines, they are 4 in number. So the canines are 4 in number, 2 in the upper jaw and 2 in the lower jaw. So canines, they are 4 in number, 2 in the upper jaw and 2 in the lower jaw. And the main function of this canine is to tear the food. So to tear the food, we use the canines. And the third one is the premolars. And premolars, there are 8 premolars. So there are 8 premolars. 8 premolars, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. And the main function of the premolars is to crush the food. So crush the food is the main function of the premolars. So premolars, they are 8 in number, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. And the main function of the premolars is to crush the food. And the fourth one is the molar. And molar, they are 12 in number. So molar, they are 12 in number, 6 in the upper jaw and 6 in the lower jaw. And the main function of the premolar is to grind the food. So grinding the food is the main function of the molars. So molar, they are 12 in number, 6 in the upper jaw and 6 in the lower jaw. And main function of the molar is to grind the food. Grind the food. So total what it is? Yeah, total it is 32 in number. So teeth, there are 4 types of teeth. There are incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So incisors, they are 8 in number, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. And canines, they are 4 in number, 2 in the upper jaw and 2 in the lower jaw. And premolars, they are 8 in number, 4 in the upper jaw and 4 in the lower jaw. And the last one, molar, they are 12 in number, 6 in the upper jaw and 6 in the lower jaw. So totally 32 teeth. The second part in the buccal cavity is the salivary glands. Salivary glands. So our mouth has the salivary glands which secrete saliva. So in our mouth there is a gland known as salivary glands, and this salivary glands secrete saliva. Saliva. So what is saliva? So you know that inside our mouth there is a fluid or water like that is known as saliva. So our mouth has a salivary glands which secrete saliva. So saliva is a fluid inside our mouth, and this saliva contains 98% of water. So this saliva contains 98% of water. So this saliva contains 98% of water. And the main function of saliva is to break down starch into sugar. So the main function of saliva is to break down starch into sugar. So in our food, starch will be there. So this starch is broken down into sugar using the saliva. So salivary glands is the second part of the buccal cavity. So in our mouth, salivary glands are there. Salivary glands secrete saliva. So what is saliva means? Inside our mouth there is a fluid. That fluid is known as saliva. And this saliva contains 98% of water. So 98% of water. And what is the function of saliva means? Starch is broken down into sugar with the help of saliva. So starch, in our food, starch will be there. This starch is broken down into sugar with the help of saliva. So this is the second part known as the salivary glands. So the third part in the buccal cavity is the tongue. So tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. It is free at the front portion and we can move the tongue in all directions. So tongue is a fleshy muscular organ. It is free at the front portion and we can move the tongue in all directions. So what is the function of tongue, children? Yes, so we use our tongue for talking. So in order to speak or talk means we need tongue. And besides that, there are few more functions for the tongue. That is, it mixes the saliva with the food during chewing. So when you are chewing the food, the saliva mixes with the food with the help of tongue. And another function of the tongue is that it helps in swallowing. So it helps in swallowing the food. And the next function is that we also taste the food with the tongue, isn't it? We taste the food with the help of our tongue. That is also one of the function of the tongue. And this tongue has many taste buds. So you know that our tongue is having many taste buds. So let's study about the different positions of the taste buds. So you can see in this diagram, this is the different positions of the taste bud. So at the tip of the tongue, we can feel the sweet. So sweet taste we can feel at the tip of our tongue. And sour and salty feeling we will get at the sides of our tongue. So at the sides of our tongue we feel the sour and salty taste. And at the back of the tongue we feel the bitter taste. So we will get the bitter taste at the back of our tongue. And besides that, there is one more taste known as umami. So that taste is known as umami. This is one more taste known as umami, and umami is often described as a meaty taste. So umami is basically described as the meaty taste. So this is only for your information, but you have mainly you have to study only the salty, sweet, sour and bitter. Understood? So this is about the tongue. So the next part in the digestive system is the esophagus. Esophagus, also known as food pipe. So the swallowed food from the mouth passes into the esophagus. The swallowed food from the mouth passes into the esophagus. Esophagus is a long muscular tube which runs along the neck and the chest. So esophagus is a long muscular tube which runs along the neck and the chest. And this esophagus is about 25 centimeter length in an adult. So in an adult, this esophagus is about 25 centimeter in length. And so when the food passes or moves through the esophagus, there is a contraction and relaxation. So when the food passes through the esophagus, the muscles of the esophagus contract and relax. So this movement of contraction and relaxation is known as peristalsis. Peristalsis. So this contraction and relaxation is known as peristalsis. This contraction and relaxation is known as peristalsis. So when food moves along this esophagus, the muscles contract and relax. This movement of contraction and relaxation is known as peristalsis. So this is about the esophagus. And what is the next part, children? Yes, the next part is the stomach. So from the first esophagus, the food passes into the stomach. So stomach we will study in the next class. So till then, take care. Bye.